Hello everyone and welcome to episode 10 of my Night Elf Hunter Let's Play series and World of Warcraft Classic, the Burning Crusade Anniversary Edition, where we are almost done with Darkshore. We just have a tiny bit left to do, where we have a quest to turn in down here and this big quest to do here, where we will have to return to Aberdeen in the future a little bit. And we also have this quest that we could try to pick up. And last episode I said maybe we could kill a few more just for the chance of getting it. But I'm not really super interested in it. But we have many quests to go into Ashenvale. 7 exactly. Which is insane. And we talked a bit about this last episode. Where there's just so many quests that lead you into Ashenvale, where you often see like 1, maybe 2 quests from a very specific location that will take you to another specific location. But here we have 7 from Darkshore taking us into Ashenvale, which is going to be a really nice boost to our experience, though I don't think any of them are like super worthwhile. And I guess maybe we actually have 6 to turn in, but we will go through all of that. Oh, 7, yes, we have this one that we have to turn in as well. But let's go ahead, continue down the road, where first things first is maybe we go turn in this quest and then we go chat with Vokor, where I've been watching a lot of the Race to World First in the modern version of World of Warcraft, where it is tier 35, I think, which is kind of crazy to think about. Tier 1 being like Molten Core and whatnot. But tier 35 of World of Warcraft, where I don't really play too much retail WoW, and I don't really care about raiding or doing any mythic dungeons and whatnot in retail WoW, but I do always enjoy watching the Race to World First. Talked a bit about this on my main channel, and I think there was even a stream that I did one time where I was watching the Race to World First, and I like paused stream to tab over to see if any of the guilds would beat the final boss. But it's really interesting that we have been in Darkshore for a very long time. We started in episode 5 and we're now in episode 10. And episode 7 we spent a good chunk of the time in the Azure Mist and Blood Mist Isles. But still, so much time spent in Darkshore, and we are now almost at the conclusion, which we are now done with Teldrassil, and we are almost done with Darkshore, and that will be taking us into Ashenvale, and we are very close to level 21 as well, which I wanted to be like level 21, level 22 going into Ashenvale, so this seems really good. This will be a good opportunity to complete some of the first quests in Ashenvale. And then maybe we can do an expedition to the Eastern Kingdoms, and maybe an expedition to Stone Talon Mountains as well. Let's go ahead, pick this 2-handed sword because it'll be worth the most gold, and that completes that quest. Now we have a very interesting quest to do this way. Come around here. We need to sneak into the Furbow Cave, and we probably don't want to get attacked by anything. There's another player actually right in this little corner of the world, and hopefully I didn't fall down into a place that I can't get out of. My cat could get out of it. I thought for sure this Moonstalker was going to attack us, but this is actually a really good area to come into from this direction. Blackwood Den, lots of furbolgs. Let's be very careful here. Try to concentrate as best as we can, and let's attack this furbolg. I also need to feed my pet, but not in combat. Get that loot, feed a fish, and then let's try to sneak around here And into the cave, we can find Vokor with the least amount of effort needed. Go ahead, turn this in. And then we have an option here where we can sneak out through stealth or through force. And you get a different item depending on what you do. Where I don't think we care too much about either item, but force is an escort mission, and stealth, you just have to return to Aberdeen, I believe. So he is going to transform into cat form. He's going to stealth away, and then we can go ahead and journey to the mouth of the cave, and we will leave maybe the same way we came in, and that is the quest complete, and that is going to send us back to Aberdeen. Let's go back towards Colonian Evershade, because this is a big escort mission that we have to do. And we can go ahead and think about doing it, where I think the NPC was up when we were just over here, and this can be a little bit of a nuisance when he's not up, because you have to wait in order to do the escort. Unfortunately, I'm playing so late at night right now. I saw the one other player. There's a few in Aberdeen I saw, but I don't even see anybody around here that I could check with. So let's go ahead and pick up this quest. Where this is kind of like some fun Warcraft 3 ideas, where we have a Druid of the Claw. And I think maybe we have to use this to get him to start following us. Nope, he's just going to follow us straight away. So let's go ahead and use the Horn of Awakening, and we have 25 minutes to get from here to Maestra's Post, which we have multiple quests to turn in over there. And we will return to Aberdeen in the future, but I think I have some stuff that I want to do before we start thinking about doing that. And also talked about killing a few of these thugs. Same idea. Or let's take Colonian first. Maybe it would have been a good idea to get to level 21, because maybe a little bit stronger. But as he takes a nap, we can go ahead and awaken him. And let's continue this way. Defense and offense, that's funny. I wonder if Aspect of the Cheetah is going to work out well. Maybe we should stick to Aspect of the Hawk. Especially since, spoiler warning, we're going to get attacked a few times along our journey. I'm getting really tempted to go tame a Ravager, because I think it's like technically the best pet you can have at this current level, which is why you see so many hunters with it. But I'm enjoying having our pet Basil along with us. So we're going to get attacked here by the Blackwood. Go ahead, trap the Ursa. Oh, maybe not. These are multi-shot for the first time there. Kill that one, which leaves us with one. And we actually trapped him like that. Probably interrupted an attack there, maybe, so partially beneficial. Got a Shadow Gem. Let's go ahead, eat up and drink up, and heal to full health. We do really need to be careful about his health, but I think there's like 3 ambushes. That's the first of the 3. Maybe there's only 2. And just as we were about to continue, he falls asleep. So let's awaken him once again.
I'm awake. I'm awake.
I say, I'm awake. I'm awake. We can go ahead and continue south, where we will be entering Ashenvale officially for the first time. And I love the transition into this zone so much, because Ashenvale is such a beautiful, such a majestic Such an enchanting zone. And it's, to me, kind of like what I think of when I think of Kalimdor. Especially when there's another zone that is kind of similar to this one by the name of Fairless. Different in many ways, but similar in many ways. Those two zones together really feel like the essence of Kalimdor as a zone. Maybe that's just from the perspective of somebody who has played as a night elf for such a long time, where I'm sure for many people the essence of Kalimdor is the Barrens for them. It's been one of the most popular zones in the entire game, even to this day. And that's definitely a zone that I love a lot. Let's go ahead and awaken him once again. Oh, I'm thinking that there's actually 3 ambushes. My original memory was correct. I think there's going to be one right up here in just a moment. I think right about here. I thought it was before this arch. Maybe it's right after this arch. And maybe it's a fake memory. Okay, I guess maybe we don't get ambushed here. But I believe we will a little bit further up here as well. Where we can see Myers just posts on our map there marked. Okay, let's be ready. Should be any second now that we get another ambush. Okay, let's go ahead and freeze off. Let's try to grab everyone's attention. Let's pull this one here. Maybe the serpent sting is bad. It might break her out. And that worked out decently well for us. And I think that's the last ambush. Let's go ahead, awaken him once again. And then I think it's safe to run to Maestra's post. I should maybe drink, but it might just be a waste of time. We will regenerate a decent amount of mana and health as we continue. And I guess something we do need to be cautious about is the fact that this character is an alliance character who is flagged to be able to be attacked by horde players. So there could be a horde player that runs along here, like a level 70, that could just one-shot this NPC as we're about to complete the escort, which is something that definitely does happen. But we need to be careful to just get through here quickly and safely. And we will have multiple quests to turn in. And right in front of the finish line, he's gonna stall a tiny bit for us. Oh, speaking of horde players, look at that one that was just kind of staring at us. Let's bring him in up here, and that is what we needed to do. So the sleeper has awakened. We can go ahead and turn in this quest. And could get an offhand item, or a gun, or a shield. The offhand item actually might be kind of nice for us right now, since I haven't really gone. It's like a dagger. That's interesting, since I haven't gone to any weapon trainers, which is something that I should look at doing soon. Especially now since I'm level 20.
I am honored. They'll not.
And now level 21, where I can go ahead, put this an Unleashed Fury like that. We can pick up Bathran's hair. And we can go ahead and turn in the Tower of Alphalax while we are here. Now we can get a glowing soul gem. And we can do this quest. So let's go up this way. We can do some of our first quests in Ashenvale. Bathran's hair is actually a very important quest, start of a quest chain, where there is a sick child in the village of Ashtranar. And we can go ahead and try our best to help out. You can see we could get a glowing soul gem from the enemies that attack us on the escort, but we have to do the escorts first, since you would typically do it on your way to Myrstra's post. But I suppose that there's maybe a benefit to waiting to do the escort and picking up this quest first. Let's do attack this adept first. There's another person here. Trying to mage. These enemies are 2 to 3 levels lower than us. Some have Voidwalker minions. Some have imps.
That's still recharging.
I accidentally put down my fire trap. Oh, there's another person here too. Lots of people doing this one quest. I'd say maybe we try to attack the next one quickly, but we are running a little low on health and mana, to the point that we're still in combat for some reason. I've been having this issue a lot, I think. Slightly frustrating. Is this person running away? Oh, nope, nope, nope. Let's not mess with them. Oh. The person did end up running away. Okay, we are in a immediately precarious situation. Where I'm dead because of that person. Okay, let's go ahead and release Spirit. I guess I should have been paying better attention there, because the person started attacking the enemy and then just immediately stopped, which unfortunately meant that that enemy started attacking us after I engaged in a new fight, since I gave up the original fight for the other person. Fortunately for us, we do have Wisp form, which increases our movement speed while dead by a lot, 50%. And as somebody who does tend to die in World of Warcraft quite often, this is a very, very nice racial passive to have, because it just saves a lot of time on our journey back to our body. And we are kind of positioned in a precarious way, where I was on the edge of all the current enemies, but since one of the enemies didn't die, and since there's probably some that have respawned by now, I might be in the middle of a ton of enemies. Oh, that person's still here. Just stopped fighting the one person. Maybe the one person respawned very quickly. But let's go ahead, call Basil, and let's heal up. Go ahead and re-attack this excavator. kind of nice that our offhand dagger, which isn't actually a dagger, sits on our back. Wow, our normal dagger sits in its normal spot. Except it's not showing up now. Moist cornbread. And there we go. One glowing Sojin. So we can go ahead, kill this Void Walker, and then continue to the next area. It's nice to get this quest done with. We can now go get 5 of Bathran's hairs. And then we'll have 2 quests to return to Myers's post. I think the start of Ashenvale is very interesting because there's a lot of running. Because we have this escort here, and then we're going to see if we're going to have an escort back, but then we'll have a quest to go to Ashtanar. Here's immediately a plant bundle, and we can see some forsaken members of the Horde around here doing their shenanigans. There's actually quite a few forsaken in this entire zone. Got 4 immediately right in the opening parts of this area. It looks like our 5th one might be a tiny bit more of a struggle. Let's kill the Seeker just so we don't get accidentally attacked. Oh, she's gonna heal all the way to 100%. She doesn't have a lot of health in the first place, I suppose. And I see all the way over there is one. So we could try to fight our way there, but there might be one out here that respawns pretty quickly. Oh, there's one. Oh, okay. Good thing I canceled that fight. I have 2 flanking us here. And I saw over there is one we can get as well. let's continue to here. Let's pull this one. I think we're gonna have another one joining us. Yeah. Getting stunned a decent amount. Hopefully that thug dies like that. Got a healing potion, which is really good for us. Let's go ahead and throw that there, and let's sneak in this way. And where was it? Over here. Let's just grab this quickly, the last one we need. And then we can return to Maestra's post once again. And activate aspect of the cheetah, because I think we can get out of here pretty safely. And we should probably try to get towards the road, because that's going to be the safest way back. We are currently inflicted with the disease known as Contagion of Rot. Time between attacks increased by 33%, casting speed reduced by 25%, 10% chance to spread contagion to allies when hit, which is actually a very interesting mechanic. Plays a bigger part when you are coming through here with a group of friends. As a hunter, I don't think we have many opportunities to cure diseases or poisons or any magical effects, except for through the use of alchemy and first aid. I think alchemy has some stuff. I know first aid does for poisons. But back to Maestra's post. Only one death. I think that's like our second death in this series. I can't fully remember. I think I died in like episode 1 and then episode 10. Okay, let's go ahead. Turn in this. And then we have this quest to go to Ashenvale. And turn in this quest. And then we can go ahead and get to this quest, which is going to require us to go do that. And I thought we would have another quest at this opportunity, but looks like we do not. So now we are going to run this way, where we do still have the quest in Aberdeen to go turn in. And then we have Theory Loon's Escape that we can turn in, and then a ton of stuff to do in Ashenvale, where we are going to pick up many quests there. We'll see just how much experience I get. I should maybe clean up my inventory a little bit, but the sword's interesting. I think I kind of want to hold on to it, and we can see about learning how to use two-handed swords. It's going to require us to start our weapon training all the way from 0 to currently 105. Our daggers are at 90 out of 105. Here's this quest to turn in to a fellow Dryad from the person we got that original quest from. And a decent amount of experience for us. And 10 silver, plus some Darnassus reputation. Where I think we're on a good path to get to Exalted with Darnassus, which I think is one of the easier reputations out of all the different factions amongst the Horde and Alliance, because there's so many Night Elves in Kalimdor. And you can see off in the distance, Astronaut, one of my favorite towns in all of World of Warcraft. I have so many memories with this place. Located just outside the Thistlefer encampment. And off in the distance, the sound of my dog. And of course, with most major settlements, we have a flight master we can go ahead and unlock, which will take us back to Darkshore and to Teldrassil. And then we have a quest to turn in and a quest to pick up. Here we have a quest to go to the Stone Talon Mountains that we can look at doing in the future. And another quest to go to the Stone Talon Mountains. Once again, potentially in the future. We have 2 quests to turn in here. And 2 quests to pick up.
Goddess watch over you. Del Nados. Be careful. Good luck, friend.
I did pick up Cooling the Threat, but it's not showing up, which is interesting. But it's to kill Big Furbolg boss. And then here we can go ahead and try to cleanse the sickness from this child. But unfortunately, it is not going to work. So we're going to have to try a different thing once we have the opportunity to pick up the quest.
I'm listening.
Which is going to take us over there. But then we have this quest to do over here, plus 2 quests that we can do up there. So I think let's look at doing those next. If you can get to level 22, I think it'll be good to be able to get to that level, so then we can return to Oberdine. And also, I should maybe set my Hearthstone to here. So we can turn in this quest on Oberdine if we return there. And then we can go back to Darnassus at level 22. Speak to the trainer really quickly. But have that set now. And let's just continue out this way. I love this town so much. And this is going to be our primary base of operations in Ashenvale, where in Teldrassil and Darkshore, it has been entirely S just hanging out with other members of the Alliance, but now in Ashenvale, this is officially a contested zone where there are both Horde and Alliance players running around with quests to do in this zone. And we saw one earlier. We did see one in Darkshore, I remember. But I have no idea what she was doing. Maybe trying to go get a Ravager. But for us, we are no longer alone. And on a PvP server, that's significantly more stressful. But I'm not somebody who really likes PvP servers. So it doesn't change too much for our general experience. Besides the fact that there just might be more players running around. Because there'll be both Horde and Alliance players running around this zone instead of Alliance players. It's also kind of fun at this point now that we are in Ashenvale, We have a lot of stuff to do here, but we have some quests sending us to the zone of Stone Talon Mountains, and a quest sending us to the other continent, to the wetlands, where when we were in Teldrassil, we really only ever had the quest in Teldrassil, and then in Darkshore we only had the quest in Darkshore, because to some extent the wetlands was kind of blocked off, since it's such a high level area at the point that we were at. But I suppose, you know, with the Burning Crusade, they do have the Draenei areas. Tronus here, or however you pronounce his name. You know, fantasy names in a fantasy world, in a fantasy game. Now we need to get to the glowing gem, which maybe it was on one of the 2 Murlocs that I just killed. But we can go ahead and kill many more Murlocs around here. And then we can continue to the Zoram Strand. And there's the glowing gem. Got it on our first kill there, which is phenomenal for us. Which means we can go ahead, try to avoid the enemies around here, and just get straight to the beach. Ton of wolves around here we need to be careful of, especially since we're in aspect of the cheetah. If we get attacked, we will be dazed. And you can see the beach showing up in the horizon, where this is like the only beach part of Ashenvale, compared to Darkshore that was a lot of beach. Like a third of the map was basically a beach. And this is kind of a continuation of the Darkshore beach, but from here on, at least in the most northern parts of Kalimdor, we're going higher and higher up into the mountains of Kalimdor. So now we need to kill a ton of Naga. We also need to look for this ancient statuette while we are around this area. The Naga are decently low level, but there's also a horde encampment over there we need to be careful of. This horde encampment is really nice for the horde because it has a flight path, but then the horde have another flight path on the eastern side of the map. Meaning that the horde can easily, once they unlock both flight paths, go from one part of the map to the other, compared to the Alliance only having the one that's mostly in the western half. But I guess I forgot, again, with the Burning Crusade, the Alliance do have another flight path on the eastern end. Ashenvale is actually a zone that got changed a lot with the Burning Crusade, and I really love the changes, where there are a fair few more quests in the eastern end that we can go ahead and participate in. I guess the ancient statuette is maybe only in one specific location. It's many minutes since I've done this quest. Let's go ahead and run this way towards it. Kill a few Naga along the way, of course. And there it is, right over there. I think this is going to lead to another quest for us to do, which will allow us to continue to double dip with the Zorm strand to get the Wrathtail heads. Our pet just leveled up there, which is very nice. Let's go ahead and pick up the statuette, and then we can run back to the little camp over there. Let our mana regenerate a little bit. The most natural way to get back to 100% mana, but it is really slow as a hunter, I guess, which makes drinking water even more worthwhile for us. Let's just go ahead and do exactly that, both in game and in real life. Go ahead and put on aspect of the cheetah, because I definitely think we're going to kill 9 Naga during our next quest. Assuming my memory is correct with what the next quest is, at least. Got Talon or Talon? My guess is Talon. Can go ahead and turn this in. And then this is going to be a level 25 quest, Ruzil, which is indeed the quest that I was thinking of, where we're going to go kill a very powerful Naga. And I think we can do it. And I will help this person once I can pick up the quest. So let's go ahead and head this way, where she's located on a small island just off the coast of the northwestern Zorm Strand. So let's get out over towards that direction. You can see a horde player here, orc warrior, and another orc warrior actually. If this was a PvP server, I could go ahead and attack them, try to kill them, and vice versa. And of course, off in the distance there, located here in the Zorm Strand, is the entrance to Black Fathom Deeps, or depth? Yeah, Deeps, okay. Black Fathom Deeps, which is the first dungeon that we have seen. Not the first dungeon in the game, it's actually like the 4th one, I believe. But off in the distance, we can see the small little island. And I actually haven't killed any Naga on the way here. But there are going to be a ton of Naga on this island, including the boss that we are going to want to fight, who I think is actually protected by like 2 bodyguards. So this is definitely going to be a tough fight. I think that was them in the distance there. Let's try to clear out the beach a little bit just so we can have some ground to work on. That's the wrong shot I wanted to do there. Should also go ahead to make sure to feed my pet. Can we feed just the clam meat straight up? Yes, we can actually. We're also out of rested experience. Oh, we almost killed the priestess. Oh, she put us to sleep. We don't have any way to dispel this magic effect. Basil's doing a good job though. This seems like a relatively nice space to work with if needed. But I'm gonna go ahead and drink up so we can get to full mana. And let's, oh, there she is. Level 22. 2 bodyguards. Let's send Basil in. We can freeze one of them. Maybe the Sea Witch if we can. We're gonna have another. This is not good actually. And the Sea Witch resisted. Let's go ahead and heal up. And got that. And now I think we do a good old fashioned run. Let's heal up like that. Can maybe use Aspect of the Cheetah if you don't get hit by a melee attack. I can lay that trap there to freeze one of them. And maybe we survived. That's crazy. Okay, we did like re-aggro the one we froze by doing that. Let's go ahead and use this bandage. Let's send Basil in. Actually, let's not. Aspect the cheetah. Let's get out of here. Sneak off into the hills. Still following us. Let's just try to outrun him. Attempted to refreeze him, but that's just going to reset him. And we are clear. That's crazy. But that does kind of just show how powerful the hunter is. But now we can go ahead and run back to turn in this quest. And we can kill 5 Naga along the way. So close to leveling up. See a Tauren hunter potentially starting a group to do this dungeon. I'm not sure what the server population is like. Oftentimes you see a server being mostly Horde or mostly Alliance. Though I think in Anniversary, they've done a pretty good job of having it be 50-50. I don't think we're gonna level up on the last kill, but with the quest we have to turn in, this orc's just watching us. We'll be able to level up. There's a shaman there. Let's go ahead and turn in this quest. Get some robes that I don't think are going to be really worthwhile for us. Got so many small barnacle clams that we can open. But then I think we can use our Hearthstone to return to Ashenvale, where we have a couple quests to turn in there. And then I think we could fly to Aberdeen real quick, turn in that quest, and also then head over towards Teldrassil.
What brings you here?
Let's turn in this.
Farewell.
And
Goddess watch over
then
you.
we can go
I
to
am
Moonwell to the northeast. And then we can
Farewell.
also kill some of those furbolgs. We also got the Helping Hand quest, where we can make our way to Forest Song. And we can begin doing some of the quests over there, but it's not really the level we're supposed to be doing that at. And I think
Be well.
in some version, maybe it's in Cataclysm, you can actually get a free Elk ride over there. Let's turn in the Zoram Strand. And then this is going to take us to Stone Talon. So we have 3 quests to do in Stone Talon. So maybe that's a good destination for the next journey we do. Because on top of the 3 quests we have, there's also a fair number of quests to do here, including after this one is like a level 27 quest. This quest is nonsense. We're going to skip that one. It's like so incredibly difficult for no reason at all. But we have some quests here that we can look at doing. It's kind of nice to fly from Astronar to Aberdeen, both of which start with A's, which probably just a coincidence. But then also we have Emergicell, is that the name of the tree in Shadowglen? So lots of prominent A names in the early Night Elven areas. I do also have the interest of going to the Barrens, but some of these quests are really low level for us, but a couple of them are actually to go to Stone Talon Mountain, so maybe we should do an expedition into the Barrens and into Stone Talon. I don't think this quest leads to anything. I think it's the finale for this entire quest chain. You can see a human with enchanted swords there. Go ahead. Call our pet, though she is just going to disappear when we get on our flight path to Woodthron Village. Here's Terenthis, kind of reminds me of my name to some extent. And we will probably just sell that, but that's good for us with the 6 silver as well. And I think that quest triggered that one NPC to spawn, which sends us to Ashenvale. But back up here with that turned in.
What brings you?
Oh, I never went and killed a few of these because I thought there was going to be an escort that we did back up there. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and return to Ruthron Village, because I need to go check out the Weapon Master and I need to go check out the Hunter Trainer. And I guess that's kind of it. We don't really have all that much else going on. I should maybe throw this into my bank. But I'll sell all of this stuff. Let's just get ready to sell. I think the moist cornbread is pretty much worth this for us because we have so much other food. And oh, mysterious fossil, not a clam. I think the pearl is basically worth this. And I think this entire bag we can sell. We can sell this short sword. And then I really want to use this woodsman's sword. Nessa Shadow Song once again. I wonder how much stuff she has bought from players. Let's sell this entire bag. And the sword. And let's continue forward. Through the portal once again. And I should call Basil. Here we have the bank. Yeah, I'll go ahead and throw that in there. I have a ton of clam meat that I can just go ahead and throw in there maybe. I have a good amount of wool cloth. Now, hold on. All of these for now. I also have a guild bank that we cannot use because we do not have a guild. I think the guild bank is originally from Wrath Lich King, but they decided to add it to the Burning Crusade Anniversary Edition, adding it a little bit early, which is kind of what they did with like the Mount Journal. They added that in Wrath, and it originally came out in like Mist of Pandaria. But I think the Weapon Trainer is actually other side. That's right. Weapon Master.
Hello.
See what we can learn. Maybe I should just learn everything. We might have to go to Stormwind City to learn how to use two-handed swords. You can also buy armor here if you really wanted. But let's continue to the Hunter Trainer. I can take this series of bridges along these two small islands, which I love a lot. And this bridge kind of starts nowhere. Very niche purpose of getting from up there, really, because you can't get up there from here. To get from up there over towards this place. So I feel like not many people have done that in their time playing World of Warcraft. And I'm realizing I forgot to check with beast training after I learned everything. But we might have some new stuff that we can learn as well. Okay, so it's level 21. So let's see what's available for us. Can get new hunter's mark. And then distracting shots, not really worth it. Scorpion sting. Reducing chance to hit, but only one sting per hunter can be active at a time. I think serpent sting is better. Not even gonna train that. So really just the new hunter's mark that I can go ahead and put there. Check with the pet trainer really quickly. And nothing until level 24. Really quickly, I don't think I've come up here yet. Let's just see what's at the top of this building. Maybe another trainer. Yes, one more hunter trainer located here. I'm assuming almost nobody uses this trainer. Lots of people probably use the one down here and the one in the middle, since the one in the middle you have to go to for the pet trainer. Let's check beast training here, where we have a lot of stuff that we can learn. So let's go ahead and learn all of it, since we have the training points. And then I think with that, I'm going to go ahead and take a flight back to Ashenvale. But I'm going to go ahead and call this episode good here, where we will pick up in Ashenvale. And I'm thinking maybe we could go to the Barrens and Stone Talon Mountains and see what's going on in that area of the world. But I really hope you all enjoyed watching this episode of this Let's Play series, and I also hope you all are taking great care of yourselves. Remember to drink some water and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all next time in the World of Azeroth. Goodbye.